So the update is finally here. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo, and the Chase the Skies and Vibrant Visuals update is now available on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is better known as the version 1.21.90. This is a full release. It's now available on Java, iOS, Android, Windows, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation. Now, there is a specific reason why I wait to do these videos, because did you know in this version, the developers introduced a brand new Easter egg? I'm going to show you. This is quite possibly the biggest changelog I have ever gone through. So if you do enjoy these update videos, please be sure to hit that like button, because trust me, this took a very long time. I'll put some timestamps on this video to make things easier for you. So first thing is first, Vibrant Visuals is only available on Minecraft Bedrock Edition on selected platforms and devices. We will go through it when we get to it in today's video. Java players, this will be coming in the future as confirmed by Jeb. Let's get into the features and bug fixes. Starting with blocks, we have the dried ghast. Now, all of the information is inside of here. They said, can be found in the nether, in nether fossil structures, can be crafted with 1 soul sand block and 8 ghast tears. I think the recipe prior to this was a bone block and ghast tears. When waterlogged, it undergoes 3 states over about 20 minutes until it spawns a Ghastling Mob. Makes sounds and shows particles depending on its state. If mined during the waterlogging, it will revert to its dry state, regardless of what state it has reached during the waterlogging. Will revert states back to its initial dry state when it is taken away from being waterlogged, using the same timescale. Piglins can give dried ghast block when bartered with, so if you do have a piglin farm, you'll get these quite easily, and added new achievements, which is stay hydrated. And in order to unlock this achievement, it says place a dried ghast block into water. So this is going to be the recipe to get yourself a dried ghast. I don't think it should be craftable, but it does make sense for pre-existing worlds. So grab yourself 8 of these, 1 of these, open up a crafting table. These all go around the outside. This goes in the middle, and the outcome is going to be a dried ghast. So we need to turn that frown upside down, and this can all be done with water. So you need to get yourself some water in order for this to work. All you need to do is place it on top, and particles should show to indicate that the process has started, and it will make some pretty unique sounds. But of course, we need to go and find one inside of the nether as well. So for those of you with a pre-existing world, you might have to do a lot of exploring. A couple more things to be mentioned here. You're not always guaranteed that they are going to be found here. Of course, they are found at these bone structures. Now, another thing introduced to Minecraft Bedrock Edition was Parity. Look how many of these bone structures we have. On Bedrock Edition prior to this, they were very few and far between. This is a parity change, which we will go through at the end of today's video. So as you can see, 1 is found there, none is found there, none is found there. So yeah, you're not always guaranteed them. In fact, it looks like we got pretty lucky here. So obviously this process can take a little bit of time. We are going to waterlog them as well. Good news, Bedrock Edition players, there is a command in order to get the mob that this can produce. This is the Ghastling. I'm so sad that you can't keep these in this state, and they have to grow up to be the Happy Ghast. I really like these. For those of you that would like to spawn a Ghastling to speed up the process, this is the special command that they did introduce. So let's read the information about the Ghastling. It says, spawns from a dried ghast block that has continuously been waterlogged for about 20 minutes. After spawning, the Ghastling will try to follow, number 1, player within a 16 block radius, or number 2, an adult non-aquatic passive mob, and some neutral mobs within a 16 block radius. If no player or suitable mob is close around the Ghastling, it will idle around within 32 blocks from its home position, where it spawned or where it was last interacted with. So that being in this location right here, that means you would be able to find it once again. It also says can be tempted and fed snowballs, will grow up into a happy ghast after about 20 minutes or faster if fed snowballs. And there's the command. If you need it again, feel free to pause the screen. Now, can you leash these? I actually forgot. Let's go ahead and attach it to here. Now, remember in this update, we did get some big changes with leashes. We will go through that. I am going to go ahead and break this. Come over here, little guy. Come over here. So if we tap on him and feed him enough of these, he should grow into a happy ghast. This one will not attack you and can be ridden. So let's learn about the happy ghast. There's a lot of information to take in here. The happy ghast is a new flying mount that can carry up to 4 players. Spawns from a ghastling after 20 minutes, you get the point. Can be equipped with a harness, which is a new type of saddle, and then can be mounted by up to 4 players. So you and your 3 other friends can go exploring. It's super amazing. They can be tempted with snowballs, or if you're holding a harness in your hands, they will come towards you. Has no panic behavior when taking damage. Cannot be bred. It also cannot go in a boat, by the way. Slowly regenerates health with regeneration speeding up during rain, snow, or when flying at the same height as clouds are rendered. So the higher you go, it makes the happy ghast happy. The first player that mounts the happy ghast will control it, sitting in front of the happy ghast just above its face. And then explains a whole bunch more information about how this works. I don't just want to read a whole entire giant text wall to you. It's all in the changelog. I've messed around with this plenty of times. We did get a happy ghast spawn egg as well, but I want to teach you about the harness and fly it and go up and down, and it's really cool. So in order to make yourself a harness, ignore that. You need to grab 3 pieces of leather, 2 of these, and then any wool. So if I type in give at p and we type in wool, I like red_wool. It can be any color. Open up a crafting table. This goes here, glass either side, which is the indication of its goggles. And this is kind of its hat, right? So as you can see, we have the happy ghast here. If we tap on it, then get on it, you'll notice the goggles go down. If we crouch, we can stand on top of this mob. Now, you and 3 other friends can stand on it. However, the person who's on it first is the person that will control it. I am going to take this off and then get on top of this. Its goggles will be removed if nobody is on it. We're back on it. Okay, so in order to fly it, look up, I believe. Is it up? Yeah, I think it's looking up and down, I think. Yeah, looking up goes up, looking down goes down. This is a builder's best friend. Even if you stand off this, right? Somebody else can go ahead and ride it, but they can't decide where you go. Only the person in the front can. I think these are amazing. If you wanted to kind of explore, you can. You can do it inside of, I believe, the overworld, nether, and end. So if you did this in the end, it would be great for getting across the end islands. I think these are absolutely amazing, but they get so much better because they can actually carry mobs like horses, camels, sniffers, boats with multiple mobs and friends. There is a whole lot to take in with this mob. If I did /summon, let's do a boat. Does the boat fall through it? Yeah, the boat does fall through it. We'll do one more time. Yeah, it does. So you can't get on this with a boat and then have your friends drive you. It does not work. If I did /summon a pig, so a pig's on it, and they will stay there. But as soon as you move, they are going to fall off. But I imagine people are going to come up with some incredible creations when it comes to this creature. Now, you can take off the harness with shears. So if I did /give at p and we did shears, we need to bring it back down. So what we do need to do is grab ourselves some of these to kind of entice it back to us. We can then go ahead and take this off. The harness is off. and you could go ahead and switch its color. Another big feature within this update is going to be the Locator Bar. This is great for the multiplayer experience. So what is it? The Locator Bar is a new UI element on the player HUD that displays the direction of other players in the world. Crouching will hide the player, preventing their indicator from appearing on the Locator Bar of other players. When there are multiple players in a world, the Locator Bar will appear on screen for each player, replacing the experience bar. Don't worry, it's not gone. The player level number will still be visible as before above the Locator Bar. The Locator Bar will display colored indicators when the camera is facing within 120 degrees towards another player. If another player is 30 degrees above or below the camera's viewpoint, the screen and and then in brackets the screen, an up or down arrow will be displayed, so to indicate if they're in a cave or if they're in the sky. It's great to keep track of them. Players in spectator modes are not visible on the Locator Bar. A mob head or carved pumpkin will simply hide players from the Locator Bar when worn in the head slot. Using a potion of invisibility will also hide the player. So look below my heart, look below my hunger. As we turn towards my friend here, as you can see, this little dot has appeared, and this indicates the location that they are at. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dig down here. As you can see, when we're looking down, it indicates that they are above me. Now, if we do the exact same thing and just tower up a little bit here, look at them, as you can see here, it's now pointing down. Now, there will be a lot of different locator colors in your game, but they did add a command to turn this off. Now, your XP is still there. So if I was to do /give at P, and we did 20, I think it's still there. Let's see how this works. So as you can see, it does appear when you gain the XP, and over a short period of time, it will kind of fade away a little bit. We'll just keep trying here. Got a bunch of XP. Once the XP has been gained, after a short period of time, your number will disappear and the locator once again will pop up. The number still stays there though. So again, it's great, but you might not want this on. Now, if they go ahead and grab, let's say, a dragon head, for example, here, and I'm currently switching to my Xbox to test this, as you can see, the bar disappeared, or the color disappeared. As you can see, it's back. As you can see, it's there again. I believe if they crouch as well, as you can see, same with pumpkins and things like that. I really like it. Again, great for multiplayer. It means that you don't have to go, hey, what coordinates are you at? But again, there is a command, and it's /game rule locator bar. You can have this as false, which will turn this off. So if you don't want this on in your realm because it's a PvP related one, you can have this off. I think it's a great change. We're going to turn this back to true. I'm going to go to game mode C, and I just kind of want to see what happens if we go over a long distance, because I believe this does fade away and get a lot smaller. And I'll try and show you this in real time here. I just want to see if the dot gets much smaller. So there you go. So it starts to indicate that your friends are quite far away. The further I go, it should also happen again. Come on. There you go. I think it can get even smaller than this as well. So this is just to say that they are over a long period away from you. So again, /game rule locator bar true or false will turn it on or off. Moving on to saddles. We are making saddles craftable and generally making it easier to remove them from mobs by using shears. We have also added leather to some loot tables instead of saddles. Now, it has been over a decade, over 10 years, probably much longer, since the request of saddles being craftable. This is the recipe to craft a saddle. You are going to need 3 pieces of leather, iron ingots, open up a crafting table. If you don't see it, tap here. We have a craftable saddle. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, it should have been added a very, very long time ago, but it is finally available. And obviously you can put this on there. You can also take it off using shears, but it will prioritize a leash first. This is what they had to say about loot tables. Recipe pop-up happens when a player picks up their first leather. As for the loot table changes, some loot tables have saddles removed from them and replaced with leather. Because, of course, you can now craft them. They kind of want the... I don't know. It's not really a rare item, is it, right? 1 to 5 leather. Monster Room chest, Ancient City chest, Desert, Jungle, and Stronghold altered chest. All of these have been altered in new chunks or new worlds. Quite possibly one of the biggest updates in this is going to be the leashing update. We are expanding the functionality of leads to make it possible to leash any leashable entity to another leashable entity. And by doing so, create chains of leashed entities. Now, we do have a little bit more information regarding this, but I want to kind of show you this. It's really cool. So if you had 2 sheep, you can now leash a sheep to a sheep. And then obviously we now... Hold on. How do I do this so it's not linked to me? Is it... Do it to this and then crouch on this one? Yes. Okay, so crouching does it. So you could then also get a cow. So I could do leash and attach to this. And you can create massive caravans. So if I did /give at p and we did wheat, it's going to make it so much easier as well, by the way. You could get loads of these. I believe if you want to take it off, you can use this and it will take it off. I think in the same order. I'll have to read the details behind this. It's been quite some time since I checked this out. But you can obviously still leash it to you. And if you go ahead and leash both of them, as you can see, it stayed on me. So if I go ahead and take this off, attach and crouch again, they've now been attached. The one thing that I hate when it comes to mobs is the fact that, well, as you guys know, it can be super annoying to lose your mobs. If you find a cow, you find other related mobs. Also, the cow should be stronger than this, right? Let's grab you and attach you there. And then we have this. And they should all follow along eventually here. There you go. So we now have a caravan of mobs. This is so awesome. And things like Happy Ghasts, I believe they can also work as well. There's so many different options. Let's just read the information in a little bit more detail. Attaching a leashed entity to another entity and using shears to cut leashes now takes precedence over other interactions. For example, attempting to shear a leashed sheep will now unleash it instead of shearing it. Okay, so I kind of showed you that before. With the saddle and the horse, leash break distance is now calculated between the center of the 2 entities' collision boxes, aligning with the rest of the leash physics calculations. So, new, improved, and much better leashes. Also, you can, I believe, punch these as well. Also, the thing I showed you before, I think I've just attached them together. With this, I can put this on here. We have a leash on there. I just need to try and find myself some shears real quick here. So if I was to do it to him, it takes precedence over the leash rather than taking off the actual carpet or the saddle, as we did demonstrate. Slight change with the elytra. You could consider this a nerf. Using a firework rocket to boost while flying with an elytra now causes leashed mobs to unleash. So we've all used this mechanic before, where if you try and fly with a mob, it instantly breaks. But as a bonus here in creative, if we do take this back off, one thing I will say in creative, if you do leash these, the chances of them breaking now is very slim. Now, there's still a few leash issues with Bedrock Edition, but apparently the way they can be carried, especially in creative, is apparently much better. We're not done yet when it comes to leashes, because we have changes to the leash knots. Entities can now be leashed to a pre-existing leash knot by interacting with it. Players can retrieve entities tied to a leash knot by interacting with it. So if I was to grab myself another animal, which I generally think I think he ran away from me. He did. So we'll do / summon. Let's say you found 2 cows. You can leash them both to the same knot. I think if we interact with this, both go in your hand. So again, much more seamless and things that have probably been needed in Minecraft for quite some time. This update certainly focuses on quality of life. Pretty sure I've showed you this, but leashing entities to other entities on the changelog, it does say any leashable entity can now be leashed to any other leashable entity, and then explains how to do it. To leash an entity to another entity, the player must have the entity already leashed to themselves, sneak and interact with the target entity while holding the leash. Leased entities can now be stolen by leashing them together, transferring ownership to the player. If releashing an entity would result in immediate leash snapping due to distance, the releashing cannot be done. To prevent erratic behavior when leashed to each other, llamas that are leashed no longer attempt to form caravans. A leashed entity cannot be leashed to itself. Baby mobs cannot be leashed, can only be leashed one way, to another entity. They cannot have other mobs leashed to them. Known issues as of right now. When two mobs are connected, it results in the lead being rendered with an erroneous y-axis offset. Okay, so I think that's what I've basically been showing you. Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad here, but apparently there is still a few issues when it comes to leads in Bedrock. I think in the next update or a hotfix, that will be fixed. And we also have information regarding the leash physics. They said all leashable entities now behave more naturally when being pulled. Okay, so I did already show you this. When dragged on leashes, leashed objects will now orient themselves towards the leasher. So again, with the cows kind of facing forward towards you. When leashed to a happy ghast, horse, camels, donkeys, mules, boats, sniffers, chest boats and sniffers now adjust their position gradually over time. I'm going to show you this again, rather than reading it to you, because a very big part of this update, I'm going to have to grab a whole bunch of things here. I'm trying not to spoil too much in case you guys haven't checked this out. So obviously we can lease this. I do need to do /give @p snowball 10 just to bring this back. But you can go ahead and leash a camel to this. Hold on. I need to unleash it from me. I need to just leash it to you. Is it working? I need to unleash it from me. I've leashed it twice, right? Have I? No, yeah, I have. How do I unleash it from me? I want to leash it just to the happy ghast. There you go. So if I was to get on this now, we go up. Is it going to work? Okay, maybe that's not the prime example of what I want to show you here. Let's try it with something slightly different, because you can leash mobs to this. So what I am going to do is put a cow down. We need to leash the cow. Come on. We need to crouch and do it. That might be the way. Okay, crouch. There we go. We did it. We did it. It's now attached to him. Let's get in this. And let's kind of fly up a little bit here. There you go. You can now take them on a journey. Yeah, it does work with camels and sniffers and things like that. I mean, you can take them from A to B. So a prime example of this is going to be your horses. Horses in Minecraft, for me, have kind of sucks getting them from A to B, right? So I'm going to grab this. I've got this still attached to me, so we need to undo this real quick. There you go. That's now attached. I need to get on him. Come on. Do we have two of them? No, we don't. Come on. We need to go back down. There's a lot of trial and error with this. Okay, let's try again. Off. Leash. Crouch. Attach. I think I de-attached something else there. Going up. Yeah, so things like horses, they have like multiple attach. So it's got like 4 because it's a bigger one. But the prime example here is being able to take it over water. I mean, it's a little bit tedious. It's quite slow. We do have to go into the clouds. I think they should have done a couple of the ways to kind of speed this up a little bit, because it is very, very slow. A little bit too slow. But you can do this with boats. So I think if you put a breeze in a boat, you can do it that way. That over there is, in fact, a blaze. I kind of don't want him to die. No, he's on fire. The blaze's attacks range is insane. That's the reason why that's set up there. But let's go ahead. How do I de-attach this? I think I need to do it with shears. So /give @p shears. Come back to me, please. Come back to me. Let's take everything off. Everything's been taken off, including the harness. The harness has also been taken off. We need to bring him back. All right, come back to me. Okay, so first thing I want to do is get 2 of these in here. Like this. Come back, Mr. Happy Ghast. Come back. Come back. Okay, come back to me. Come on. So I need to grab myself a lead as well. So we'll attach this to him. He should come over. Leash the boats. He should come over. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. He doesn't seem to be interested. Oh, you can drag these along now. Crouch and attach. Boom. Okay, there we go. There we go. It can be tedious, but if you're messing around with this for the first time, you're going to have so much fun. I am a massive fan of this. And I think in order to heal my happy Ghast, I need to go up towards the clouds. The higher you go, I believe the happier they become. As long as they are leashed, they will just fly around with them attached. I think this is a fantastic feature. Gonna have so much fun with my friends. As for rendering and the shearing updates, let's read the changelog with this. So starting with rendering, as I did show you, boats and large leashable mobs that cannot fit in a boat, for example, horses, donkeys, mules, camels, and sniffers, when leashed to a happy Ghast are rendered with 4 instead of 1, which is what I showed you. In this configuration, the harnessed happy Ghast also features a custom rope layer wrapping around it. Shearing updates. Shears can now be used on leashed entities to unleash them, as I've showed you. You can use them, shears can now be used to remove leash knots. Players cannot cut other leashes. Dispensers can now use shears to unleash leashed entities, and a bunch more. I showed you this with this saddle and the harness and the carpets, and there's a bunch more things I've showed you. You cannot remove it from a Ravager, though. So if you do have a saddle on a horse or a carpet on a camel, you get on this and try to take this off using the shears. It does not work. It's gonna stop your friends from trolling you. We did, in fact, get brand new music. Now, this is quite an interesting topic because it says, added the following new music tracks by Amos Roddy to cherry groves, forest, desert grove, and lush cave biomes. We have below and above, broken clocks, fireflies, lily pads, and O's piano. I'm not going to play them in this video. This video would be way too long. I did do a video on it. Go and check that out. Or honestly, just go to these locations and have a listen. Added a new music disc with the track Tears by Amos Roddy. The Ghast now drops the Tears music disc when killed by a fireball deflected by a player. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to do my best to try and show you guys here without trying to destroy my world too much. So we managed to fire this back at him. It dropped. We got that first time. Wow. It drops this. And I can tell you, this is an incredible soundtrack. If you haven't heard it, go and check it out. Let's get into vibrant visuals and graphical. Let's read the changelog with this. So Vibrant Visuals is here, and the description says, Vibrant Visuals is Minecraft's biggest official visual enhancement, delivering a dazzling cosmetic upgrade with a new modern graphics pipeline and an array of visual improvements. Sunrise are more vivid, water reflects, forests become shaded, and much more. There's a lot of information regarding this. They have outlined a little bit of information down here, what it is, what it can do, and a bunch of fixes that they actually made with this. I'm not going to go over them because I don't think we need to. I'm going to show you the core aspect of Vibrant Visuals. It does say to switch on Vibrant Visuals on Xbox One, Xbox One S, PlayStation 4, and Android devices. Players need to select Vibrant Visuals in the video menu using the graphics mode drop-down. Performance may degrade for some devices. We do have the official list of supported devices. Let's read that. So this is the article that they released talking about Vibrant Visuals, explaining that it will be coming to Java in the future. These are the compatible devices. So it is Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, 5, Android, iOS, and PC. No sign of Switch, and currently, as me making this video, there is no upgraded version for the Switch 2, which is likely to get the Vibrant Visuals in the future once they do introduce a patch for the Switch 2 version. As of right now, Switch 2 is still running the same version as Switch 1. Here are the specs. For Android, it needs to be these or higher. Specs for iOS, they need to be these or higher. And for PC, they need to be this or higher. And a very important comment, and something you guys keep saying, is Minecraft Marketplace add-on skins and persona items will work with vibrant visuals. However, and this is important, worlds and texture packs are not compatible with the new mode at this time. So from my understanding, I don't believe Better on Bedrock, Realism Craft, what's the other one? Actions and stuff. I don't think they are going to work, unfortunately. No news as if that's going to work in the future. I hope it is, because now you have to pick between your favorite texture packs and worlds and add-ons and dynamic worlds, or pick the graphics enhancements. That's quite important there. And also says split screen multiplayer is not supported with vibrant visuals, and the game will switch to fancy or simple rendering if multiple players are joined locally. So yeah, still has a lot of limitations. Another very important thing here that they never really outlined. If I go into my settings here and go down to video and scroll down, as you can see, I can't actually access this. Now, one thing you do need to turn on is this: allow in-game graphics mode switching, but it has to be done on the main menu. So obviously, with this update, we did get a new panoramic background, obviously featuring the happy ghast. But something really cool here is if you go into your settings, go down to video and scroll down, what you want to do is, first off, allow this, which means you can go in game and change these. If you enable vibrant visuals, you can obviously favor performance, which is going to be reduced render and reduced settings down here. Or you can have custom, which means you can alter this. Now, I don't know where the sweet spot is. It's up to you. You could have this really up here, and it's a little bit too bright, in my opinion. A lot of people have found the sweet spot around here. They should have used numbers. It would have made it a lot easier for people to check. Shadow quality, I'm just going to have mine as high for now. Anything above that, it does become very, very demanding. But it's all going to depend on your device. Do some testing. What I will say is it's not perfect in this update. And in the next update, we do get a lot of changes once again to vibrant visuals. But I'm going to back out now and check this out. As you can see, the shaders, the vibrant visuals effect has been applied to the main menu. That's a nice touch. So I typically find the sweet spot during actual day and sunrise. If I go /time set noon, it is very beaming, but obviously it's the hottest point of the day. You're going to have to tweak your settings to see how you would like to play. Now, if I do /time set and do night, it's not too dark, but obviously it's starting to... the sunset's starting to go down there. If I do time set midnight. Now, here's an interesting thing. And one of you actually commented this on my video saying, Echo, it's nighttime. It's midnight. It should be ultra dark. I know we can't see very well at this time of day, but it kind of makes sense. Why during midnight should players be able to see fantastically? Well, we technically shouldn't. In other video games, when it's super dark, you can't see very well. So why should we in Minecraft? I thought that was a really good take on it. I'm going to do... what's that time set? I like day. Day is the sweet spot for me. And honestly, it's a fantastic introduction to the game. Don't get me wrong at all. I think the water looks phenomenal, by the way. There's a lot of limitations, guys. It's not perfect. Obviously, this is the underwater fog. If you find it's not perfect, head into your settings, go to video, and you should be able to alter these now. So I could go to favor visuals. That's way too many chunks. Way too many chunks, in my opinion. Let's see what it's like on, like, ultra. This might be a little bit too demanding for my PC here while recording. But it looks beautiful. Honestly, if you catch it at the right time of day, it looks absolutely beautiful. Let's get a /game mode. See, I'll try and show you guys, like, some of the... we do /time sets, and we do there. Like, if you could just keep the day right there, it looks beautiful. Peering through the trees, you can kind of see everything starting to get warm and cozy. It's great. If you find a pale garden, there's also been some changes there, but / oh, Siri's trying to pick up something. /time set. If we do noon, I mean, it's not bad under the tree canopies when you're like this. Another really good biome is also going to be a jungle. What's crazy about this is I remember checking the leaked content out like 2 years ago. It's come a very, very long way. It's not perfect, but it's definitely nice that it's finally here. I really like it. I'm trying to just show you guys as much as I possibly can here. If we get a /game mode spectator, I'll try and show you guys what it's like in caves. I don't think it's perfect, but a biome that does look very good is going to be a biome like this, which is the Lush Caves. If I do / time set noon, kind of feels a little bit brighter, but yeah, I just feel like the atmospheric appearance of this is just, it's beautiful. It is fantastic. Now remember, this is the official one from the Minecraft developers. There is going to be third-party packs like Poggy's Luminos Dreams. This is beautiful. I hope you guys really, really like this. This is what it's like inside of caves. I mean, it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. Yeah, here's like inside of a trial chambers where the Lush has kind of broken its way through as well. So I finally made my way to a pale garden. Let's do / time set noon where it is at its peak. Watch how the ambience changes when you enter this biome. That is one of my favorite things about this. Like, I honestly think this might be the best biome when it comes to it. / time set. Let's do like midnight. What's it like in here? Creaking has spawned. Let's do / summon a creeper. See, some of the third-party ones will make them look absolutely stunning. / time set noon. It's brilliant. This is absolutely beautiful place to be. So yeah, Vibrant Visuals is finally here. More improvements will come in the future. Let's go and see what it's like inside of the Nether, but also the end. Also, if you are on PC, you used to better press this button to quick change. That's not possible anymore. The developers did remove it. They said it was too demanding. Hopefully, some keybinds do get introduced in the future. So if you would like to turn this off or change it, you have to go into video, but you can do it in-game as long as you've turned this on. So you could go back to fancy, really easy. But honestly, this looks so much uglier. When you mess around with Vibrant Visuals, it just doesn't look as good in normal anymore. I mean, it still looks very atmospheric in here. I feel like the lava is definitely a much deeper kind of orange. There's a lot of particles going off in here. I still think the overworld looks the best. But we'll do a little bit of exploring here. I think it's just mainly the lava that's popping, the fire as well. So it does actually change your experience inside of here, but it's no way near as drastic as it is in the overworld. Wait, does he have cool eyes? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. In Luminos Dreams by Poggy, they would have. I would probably find myself using third-party texture packs, especially if you're on PC. They might come to the marketplace in the future as well. But yeah, just go and do a bunch of exploring, guys, and you'll find what you do and do not like about this. I wonder then, and again, this is just me tweaking and making some changes as we go along here. If I was to go to... Can you change brightness here? Vibrant Visuals, adjust brightness. What's it like if we bump this all the way up in here? Oh boy, that's ugly. You see what I mean? Where you have to try and find the sweet spot. I mean, the positive here is that you can see things. And if you do want to see things at nighttime, you would have to bump that up. But if you were playing Minecraft at nighttime, I can safely say I don't think your eyes would be grateful for that. So you will see this flash inside of the end. That's normal, by the way. And this is how it's meant to look. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but this is how it's meant to look inside of the end. Every so often, like every 30 seconds or so, you will see a flash. That's normal. Apparently, it's normal, and that's kind of the approach that they took with this. But again, third-party pack creators will go ahead and change it to how they like. There you go. There it is again. I'm not sure why it's meant to happen. Honestly, is it meant to be like the Big Bang, and then you enter the end? I love the shadows of the mobs in here, though, including the dragon. If we do /kill at E... I feel like I've just killed a whole bunch of mobs back at home. I did. I definitely did. But yeah, let's see what it's like with the effects here. There is your XP effects. Let's grab ourselves like some lanterns. We'll grab these. There's like the Big Bang effect again. This is your light sources. Builders will love this. I think they will. So yeah, hopefully I've covered everything with Vibrant Visuals. Once again, if you don't like it, head into your settings, go down a video, and you can simply turn this off with this. Let's move on. It's time for changes with blocks. Crimson and warped roots cannot be lit on fire or burn anymore. We have a bug report. So apparently this has been a problem for 5 years, affected all of these versions. Crimson and warped roots can be lit on fire and they burn away. It doesn't happen anymore. Now, the video that was there was basically they would just tap on the top and this would happen. I think that's another bug, though. This shouldn't take the durability of your flint and steel, but it does. But they don't burn anymore. It does say fixed issue where jungle leaves did not become transparent when setting all leaf types to be transparent. Basically, these had the black insides. If you know, you know. And one thing I don't think I've showed you guys with boats and leashes, and I put that there for this exact reason. I believe you can drag them out now. I believe you're meant to be able to drag these out, unless this is like in another version. There you go. So if you have mobs in there, you're bringing them from that side to this side, you can actually drag them out. So yeah, leashes, boats, they got so much better. Dispensing a lava bucket on waterlogged blocks no longer empties the buckets without placing lava. Maximum beacon beam height is now 2048, and that's that way. In the next update, I think you can go very far and still see the beacon beam as well. It does say beacons now renders from any loaded chunk in world versions 1.21.90 and higher. Fixed skulk vein blocks looking small and elongated when held or in an item frame. Accessibility. Text-to-speech will select an appropriate voice if available when changing in-game language on Android, iOS, or Windows 10. Still no subtitles, though, after a decade. Commands. Fixed a bug where players could hear sounds played with the /play sounds even if they were in a different dimension than the one sound that was being played in. So if you had a sound playing in the overworld, you could still hear it in the nether/end. The camera default commands will now properly reset third-person camera view offset values. The control scheme command no longer requires the experimental creator camera toggle. So this is very good going forward. Moving on to gameplay. Fixed a crash that would sometimes occur when using command blocks. Fixed an issue where swapping item slots during an attack against a mob would reselect the original item slot used during the attack instead of staying on the new inventory slot item. Fixed entering the water while sprinting from double tapping forward no longer automatically enters the swimming state. We have a bug report. I heard you guys don't like this. So I'm not sure if this is a good change or a bad change. Let's go ahead and watch this video real quick and see what they do. So if they walk, I actually don't know exactly what happened there. I have no idea. But the description says, you no longer start to swim automatically when double tapping forward button to sprint jump in water. Let's see if this one has any difference on it. So are they saying that you should automatically... Oh, okay, there you go. I could see it there. So it doesn't instantly make you swim. What's the better outcome here? Now, I'll try this myself. If I was to sprint jump, it's meant to make you enter the swimming state. So previously, I think it didn't. From my testing, I guess that's good now. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comments. Repositioned teleporting point when using an end gateway to not be too close to a cliff edge, if possible. As a result, end island portals that teleport the player outside of the map border will no longer kill the player. We have a bug report. Ah, yes. I remember checking this out. Players teleported to the voids. Is this a hardcore world? It is. Hopefully this is a backup. Yeah, you would literally die. Not good for hardcore, the reason why it wasn't added, but hopefully this is finally resolved. Fixed issue where sprint jump attacking would sometimes remove all of the player's momentum. We have a bug report. I'm pretty sure I've gone over this in so many update versions. Apparently this has been a problem since 2024. I'm not sure if there's any videos here kind of showing it. There is. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. So apparently it can kind of knock you back. Now, I've had this kind of thing happen before. It feels like you're hitting an invisible block. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, so we were showing the before and then the after. Yeah, I've definitely felt that. I always thought it was the light blocks. So apparently sprint attacking now shouldn't cause any issues, whether that's going to be to players as well. I'm not sure, but you should be able to do this a lot better now, I believe. Fixed a bug where hitting blocks while swimming would cause the player to slow down too much. I'm not going to go over the bug report with this one, but if you were swimming in water, like this, for example, bumped into a block and tried to swim again, you would move very, very slow. The reason why I'm not going over it is because I want to show you guys the Easter egg, and this is why as a YouTuber, I check out the official changelog, and I don't record my videos in betas, previews, and snapshots. Check this out. This is a brand new painting, and inside the files, it's called Dennis, which, yes, is a reference to the Minecraft movie. They said here, added a painting of a good boy by artist Sarah Boving. Apparently, it's an Easter egg that nobody knew about it. How cool is this? Yeah, so this is a 3x3. So you have to go ahead and try and find the sweet spot with this. Yeah, there you go. We got it. We got it. It's so beautiful. So, yeah, only available on Bedrock, by the way. Not available for Java players. Moving on to general, gamer tags are now used on all platforms to identify players in cross-platform multiplayer games. Moving on to items, the trident is now grouped with other tools/weapons in the creative inventory. It wasn't previously. Mace with Windburst enchantment once again launches players as high as it does on Java. Again, I'm not going to go over the changelog here, but if we were to hit him... Hold on, we need to kind of hit him. We need to kind of go up in the air real quick. So we'll do / game mode. Come on! / game mode C. Apparently, the Windburst on Java would be incredibly high, but on Bedrock, it wouldn't. Look how high that is. That's insane. Yeah, so it's been buffed, but also nerfed, because if you fall from a height, you're going to definitely take a lot of damage. A very, very big change. The recipe for leads has been updated to no longer require slime balls. They want leashes to become a lot easier to acquire. This is how you make it. So you now need 5 of these. The recipe is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No slime balls. You get 2 at a time. That's a good change to me. Now, the mushroom spawn egg uses its own colors and no longer has 2 pixels that are the same as a cow spawn egg. Apparently, these were somewhat the same. I don't know how you guys find this stuff, but you do. Spore blossoms destroyed by water are now dropped as an item. What would happen here is that it wouldn't drop as an item and you would actually lose the spore blossom. That's now been resolved. The size of the Blaze and Breeze spawn egg have been reduced to better match the mob size in-game. So these were much bigger previously. So they've been slightly reduced, not the biggest mobs in the game. Fixed inconsistent pixels on the Pale Oak boats with chest items to match other boats items. Again, pixel changes. I don't notice a difference. You'd have to go to the bug reports. The green harness item no longer uses the gray harness texture, while vibrant visuals is enabled. Mobs, piglin brutes, will now despawn properly on peaceful. We summon this. I don't think so. Wait. He didn't despawn. Piglin brutes will now despawn properly on peaceful. He didn't despawn. What? That didn't... Am I going crazy? It's on peaceful. / difficulty normal. And then peaceful. They're meant to despawn. He actually didn't. I don't think that's been applied. Or did it kind of go after a short period of time? I feel like the other one did. Oh, okay. Maybe it just didn't work with this. Okay. I think I had to set players. Okay, yes. It does work. / difficulty normal. Peaceful? No, he's not despawning. I'm so confused with this. But if I do it again, maybe? If I type in peaceful? It kind of does, but doesn't. Maybe you guys can explain to me what on earth I'm doing wrong. Or is it like a case of him fading away? Are they meant to, like, fade away? I'm not sure, so I do apologize. Mobs will no longer clip through blocks sometimes when viewing them at a distance when they auto-step up a block. Shadows are no longer rendered for entities that are riding a vehicle unless said vehicle is invisible. It says here, pigs saddled by hand no longer drop 2 saddles when killed. All pigs saddled by hand between 1.20 1.70 and now will still drop their duplicated saddles on death. Increased attack range for Blaze from 16 to 48 blocks to match its target detection. Increased Blaze attack sound distance to 32 to match Java. Just for reference, this is how far they can now reach you. This is absolutely absurd, in my opinion. / game mode creative. Let's get ourselves a Blaze. I'm going to spawn this back down. / difficulty normal. Try this real quick. I'm just going to back away a little bit. / game mode S. You can see it's angry at me. It gets angry at me all the way back here. And it will be able to shoot fireballs at me from here. And the closer you get, you'll be able to hear it a lot more. Dude, to me, that's an insane change. Fixed a bug where Ghast could not move while shooting fireballs. Slimes and magma cubes no longer jump twice when finding or losing their targets. Fixed a bug where magma cubes and slimes could still damage players briefly after dying. We have a bug report. So I really hated this bug. It goes back to January 2023. I'm not sure if there's a video here. There is. Watch this, right? So if you kill it, it still does damage in that short radius. It was an issue for a very long time. Finally fixed. I'll try this very quick. It's more so with the smaller ones rather than the big ones. Get rid of a couple of these. So if I kill this now and stand in where it is, it's not gonna do damage to me after it's died. The other minions will, but we'll try when it's on its own. So it does damage, kill, we walk over to it. It no longer does damage. Now the Cold Cow variant has the correct mirroring of its horn texture. Flying mobs no longer make footstep sounds when moving close to the ground. Ghast can no longer spawn in areas that are too small, preventing suffocation on spawn. Spiders and cave spiders can once again spawn with a stray rider in cold biomes. Spiders and cave spiders can once again spawn with wither skeleton riders inside of the nether. We do have a bug report. So according to this report, it just was no longer working. It's now been updated. I forgot to show you this. There's been a change with the elytra. You know when you're flying with the elytra and you accidentally like touch a block sometimes and it sets off the firework? What's meant to happen now is it's meant to just continue the flying. Trying to get this perfect can be difficult. Unless this wasn't applied to Bedrock Edition. As you can see there, that was a perfect example. So fly, as you can see, it doesn't do the firework effect. It actually fireworks you and you continue moving like this. Horses, donkeys, and mules can be fed carrots to heal, grow, and improve their temper. So if you go ahead and find a horse, you can feed them this to make them happier. Same with donkey as well. Is it the same for golden ones? I guess it is, right? So we should be able to get on him and he should be a lot happier and like me a lot more. Maybe not. He's just greedy and wants more carrots. Usually what it is. Come on, buddy. You've had plenty of these. Plenty. Yeah, there you go. So they can obviously be friended a lot easier. Happy Ghast can now be pushed by other mobs even while being ridden, except when made immobile by players standing on it. Changes with sounds. Not only sounds, but also ambient sounds. These ones are things like fixed a bug where parrots imitating a drowned use the zombie sound. Same with a skeleton using skeletons. Sound, flies for breaking and placing grass blocks are now slightly louder. Leashing and unequipping has its own custom sound, which I have showed you. Fence knots as well. Music will now fade normally when leaving a world if the game is paused disabled. I think that was. Updated the frequency and location of various ambient block sounds. Dead bush ambient sounds now have slightly increased chance of playing. And a bunch more. Sand sounds no longer require sky access. Terracotta block no longer triggers ambient sand sound. A bunch more changes, guys. Things that you can just check out. And ambient sounds that you will just experience on your own while playing Minecraft. Interestingly enough, projectiles were updated. Projectiles now have a tolerance margin that changes over time. We have a bug report. Happy Ghast takes friendly fire damage from players standing on top. It says trigger a raid, position your Happy Ghast at a good shooting angle, sneak to dismount and stand on top of the Happy Ghast, shoot at illages. Your Happy Ghast can accidentally take damage from your arrows. So they did actually make changes to I believe, the hitbox of the Happy Ghast, and then they went ahead and got rid of it. But as you can see here, you shouldn't actually kill your Happy Ghast there because you're not looking at it. And I think that's the big change that was made to both Bedrock and Java. It explains a little bit more inside of here. Previously, all projectiles had a 0.3 block tolerance margin added to the collision. Now, all projectiles start with no margin for the first 2 ticks of their flight. So that means it's going to be a lot more accurate and pinpoint accuracy for players. After that, the target margin will expand by 0.05 blocks per tick until it reaches the target margin of 0.3 blocks. This allows for more precise collision on target close to the shooting player or entity while allowing for some collision leeway for targets further away. So basically, on the corner of a Happy Ghast, you're shooting at a pig or a cow. It shouldn't do damage to the Happy Ghast. The target you're actually aiming at. I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Realms, let's read the changelog. So once again, a massive amount of changes with Realms, more quality of life than anything else. If you're interested in Realms, the changelog is down below. Splash potions. The effect radius of splash potions is now calculated based on the distance to the bounding box of the target instead of their position. We have a bug report. Ghast and Happy Ghast are not affected by splash potion that hits their top. So I'm guessing if you were to throw it and try and heal it, it should now heal it. Because they said throwing a potion at a Happy Ghast with harness is ignored when it hits the harness. But now you should be able to heal the Happy Ghast. Stability and performance. Let's go ahead and read this. Fixed a crash in split screen modes when a player would destroy a chest or book an other player had opened. Once again, guys, things I don't necessarily need to talk about in today's video. User interface, though. Let's read the changelog. Just like the past couple of updates, we've had a humongous amount of user interface changes. Most of them I can't really show you because they're not things that I can show, but we did get some good changes. Things like the text background opacity slider is now working again. There's a new accessibility setting and things that we're now able to alter. And I'll show you guys, we've also got the text background opacity accessibility setting is now default to 60. You can now change these. I'll show you. So if you go ahead and tap on settings, go to accessibility, we have text background opacity. You can obviously increase this if you wanted to. Same with chat. Same with action bar. We go back now. As you can see, we type in hi. As you can see in the top left, it's big and bold. Some people like this, some people don't. So for example, I like it to be slightly there. But you can turn this off if you wanted to. So if you wanted to have these completely off, for example, and go back, if we hover over this now, you can see it's not there. If we do the exact same thing, you'll see it's not there. Personally, I like them at 60, but again, everyone's different. I know you got that straight away there. I really hate how tedious this is. I can't be the only one. But you can alter this and change it however you like. I'm happy with the default settings. Vanilla Java Parity fixed a bug where sponges would absorb water from waterlogged barriers. Zoglins and zombified piglins are no longer faster when chasing the player in the Bedrock version. We're a little bit safer now. Piglins and hoglins naturally spawned in Bastion Remnants will now drop XP when killed. Apparently, they didn't previously. Fixed the Frozen Peaks biome generation. So, like Java Edition, no ice blocks are generated in the sea under the top sheets. We have a bug report. Now, in the next updates, we do have more changes to the Frozen experience. Basically, global warming has made its way to Bedrock, but they were basically saying that, oh, the sheet is like all the way down there. Oh, I see. Rather than it being the top layer. To be fair, I didn't mind this. You could get yourself a lot of ice. Fixed a bug where players could not use usable items while sneaking and looking at interactive blocks. Parrots now imitate nearby monsters less frequently, thankfully, because that was super annoying. Fixed blocks in minecarts not being lit properly. I'm not going to show you this because the bug report did not load for me. Nether fossils have been tweaked to have a placement frequency more closely aligned with Java, which I did show you when we checked this out. Boats are now able to be pulled out of water using a lead. I showed you. I don't know if anyone made it this far, but finally, technical updates. Let's read the changelog. I actually think a good 85% of this changelog is technical updates. This is phenomenal for add-ons, marketplace partners, and modders in general. Dude, there's so many changes inside of here, guys. Massive amounts. If you're interested in the technical side, the link will be down below. This is a massive technical update. Hopefully, I've done a very good job in explaining all of the features that you need to know about. If you made it this far in today's video, leave a comment and say, hey, Echo, that happy Ghast is a happy fellow. Thank you all so much for the support, and I'll be sure to keep you all updated with what happens next for Minecraft. For now, go and enjoy the happy Ghast, vibrant visuals, and all the other changes. We now look forward to the winter drop.